Alright, hello everybody, again. If you watched the Blazing Chrome run that was before, that was run by me. So, gonna hop right into Cuphead here. So, it's the All Bosses Expert Legacy category. We'll talk a little bit about that later. So with me on commentary, I have the world record holder of that category, SPD Wolf, if you would like to introduce yourself.
I think I missed a bit of commentary there because we were switching channels, but hello, I'm SPD Wolf, I'm on commentary.
Oh, wasn't too fast. Whoops. Yeah. So, if you would like to introduce yourself.
Oh, I'm SPD Wolf.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, you're the world record holder of this category.
For now.
For now, yeah. I've been trying real hard to get this. So yeah, let's just explain a little bit, because since you can't play on expert difficulty from the start, we're actually gonna use a glitch called the Fresh Expert glitch. So I'm going to complete a save file where I have expert unlocked, and all you do basically is, well, let's do this properly. So normally you have regular pre-selected, but if you just swap over to expert and then quit out, it's gonna be pre-selected even if we like start a new save file. So it's gonna be we're gonna have expert pre-selected from the start basically, which is normally not possible if you start a new game.
It's a good way to do expert from the beginning without having to beat the game first, which will, take a long time.
Yeah, exactly. Let me just I'm sorry, just give me a second, because usually we run this game without loads. I'm just gonna set up my splits here. You're not gonna be able to see them. We're still gonna do it like in real time on the marathon, but then I can show you what the loadless time is after the run.
It'll be good to know.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think we're good to go there. So yeah, everything's fine. So let's go in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thank you. Alright, so as I said earlier, this is the All Bosses Expert Legacy category. All bosses meaning we defeat all the bosses and get the good ending. And Expert, which means it's the difficulty we're playing on, which is the highest difficulty. And Legacy means we were playing on like the first version of the game, 1.0, which has a ton of glitches that we're gonna make use of. The biggest one being the weapon swap glitch. But yeah, first of all, we're gonna collect some coins here. We need 8 coins to buy the weapons we need. Normally you don't have to do the this running gun levels, but we're gonna do it to get the coins we need. So yeah, can you talk a little bit about Force Follies?
It sucks.
Yeah.
Well, so like these Forest Follies doesn't have a difficulty setting, so this is exactly the same as what you do on regular mode, but the stage is so hard, and there's a bunch of randomness to it too, that makes it like just a rough, brutal stage to go through. And Kirthar was even trying to go for a clip. It's a frame-perfect clip to skip fighting the Acorn Maker, and it saves 4 seconds, and you usually reset for that, and it just increases the pain.
Yeah, exactly. I missed the glitch there, or the clip, but yeah, it saves like 4 seconds if you get it, but if you don't... I kind of wussed out there. I could have gone for it a couple more times, but yeah. Marathon safety and all. So yeah, now we have all the coins we need, so we're gonna buy the weapons. And what I did right there is the shop glitch, where we quit out and buy the weapons we need at the same time. And we're gonna equip while this guy's talking to us there, and move right over to the first boss here, Root Pack.
Cutscenes are just a suggestion in this game. Okay, Root Pack on Expert, this is not hard, still.
Yeah, it's basically the same as on the regular.
So like Kirthar is trying, this might look weird because he's getting roundabouts, but he's trying to manipulate lobber EXs, so you get a special EX move once you hit a boss for enough times, and so you can unleash this like super attack, which changes depending on what weapon you have. And lob reactors have this special property where if they collide with the ground, they basically trigger twice due to a glitch and they deal double damage. So hitting a boss with splash damage instead of direct impact deals double damage. So that's why the X usage might seem a little weird at times.
Yeah, exactly. Didn't do a really good job there. I'm still not that great at manipulating those swaps that you need to do to get the right weapon out while
it's
shooting at
hard
it.
because basically you're just mashing weapons. You're just mashing the weapon swap button. So like trying to keep track of it for the whole time, it's pretty chaotic.
Right, this is... Okay, this should be good. So I'm going for a phase skip here, so we're gonna basically go, like, skip this phase. Normally you would have another attack here, but he goes right into the last phase after that animation. And
it's actually more difficult than it looks on Expert.
Yeah, of course. For sure.
Because like Expert mode, basically almost every single boss in the game, if not every single boss, no, with exception of one, actually. Exception of one. But on Expert, bosses generally have more health. So...
Yeah. Generally have more health.
Every single phase skip gets harder.
Yeah, exactly. So if you talk about the differences between Expert and regular, well, for all bosses in Expert, they have more health, and usually they have like faster projectiles, and some of them have like small change in like the attack patterns they have. So if you saw on the first phase on the frogs, for example, on regular you usually only get one of those attacks, like either the punches or the fireflies.
Yeah. It's a 50-50 chance of either punches or flies.
Yeah, exactly. But on Expert, you get both at the same time, so... Alright, so...
No luck there.
Yeah. So, yeah, onto Goopy here. Trying to make use of these lobbers as much as possible. Didn't do a great job there, but... pretty fast anyway.
Yeah, this guy never really becomes a threat, ever.
Yeah, it's more about optimization, and it can be a bit hard to like connect all the bullets when he's jumping around like that. Yeah, that was okay. All right, so
now for something different.
Yeah, something pretty different. First of all, we need to go over to this altar or whatever and get the airplane upgrade so we can do the next boss, which is a plane fight, which is more like a shoot 'em up kind of fight. And I'm actually gonna try to go for a glitch here, which is basically impossible. But hey, if it happens, it would be really cool. It's like basically like a 1 in 50 for me to get it, but hey, let's try it. Oh man, I screwed up right away. I didn't do the right strat, so we're just gonna do it normally.
Alright, so let me explain what the glitch is. So basically, Hildeberg, she has like 2 transformation phases where she transforms into a constellation form. And on the second one is the one where we can do it RTA. So like, you have to deal a specific amount of damage within like half a second window. So you have to phase her within a half a second window during the transformation. Not too late or nothing happens, and not too early or you actually skip the phase. It's actually like half a second of window where you can get this glitch. And if you do, it basically it just gets her frozen there. Like the game flags that Hilda has gone into the transformation phase, but it also flags that the phase has ended. So all it does is just it gets her stuck there. It saves time too, because during the transformation to this final phase, you have a bit of an invisibility period, and it's about 8 seconds. So pretty important glitch, but it's even harder to do on expert mode.
Yeah, we don't really go for that when we like do normal, like PB or world record attempts.
Yeah, not on expert mode at least. Not
yeah, on expert mode. Yeah, on regular you go for it because it's easier to do there. Still really hard though.
It's easier, but still hard.
Yeah.
That fight, by the way, didn't like talk about it, but it's a dangerous fight because you're doing 2 intentional damage boosts, so you have to do the whole fight with 1 HP, and he gets a bit of a bullet hell, especially in final phase. So good job of clearing that.
Yeah, thank you. Alright, so here we have Cagney. Not that much to talk about here, actually. Like, you have to watch out for these plants stuff here, flying around.
Yeah, these seeds get hectic here.
Whoops.
Not
Okay.
big of a deal here.
Alright, so we're entering the last phase here. We should be good.
Yeah,
Just
should
have
be
to...
short final phase too,
Yeah.
since you got an extra attack in phase 1, and that'll allow you to over damage final phase from the start,
exactly.
beforehand.
Alright, that was pretty... Well, it was okay. I wouldn't call this like a really fast fight, but we survived, so that's what matters.
Yeah, the time swing on expert mode is huge. We're talking like full seconds, sometimes like 5, 6, 7 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. So we're done with aisle 1 here, so we're gonna move over to aisle 2, which has some more interesting bosses. So would you like to talk a little bit about Bon Bon?
So the fight goes that she has like a selection of mini bosses that you have to fight before fighting her, and there are 5 possible mini bosses, and you fight 3 of them. The game randomly selects which 3 of them you fight. So it's a luck-based fight. You're gonna fight different bosses in every run. Jawbreaker is the worst because it has the longest death animation.
Yes. Perfect luck.
They all have like sort of similar health values, but death animations make a big difference. The Gumball Machine has a long one if you miss cycle. It's a weird mini boss because you can kill it on the way to the left and it gets with death animation, but if you kill it on the way to the right, then it has a much longer death animation. Final phase shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah, you can kill her before she's a real threat to you, and nice glitch there with the floor, like just disappearing. So yeah, that's what happens if you kill her really quickly. But yeah, that was okay. I didn't get very lucky with the mini bosses, but it's okay. Alright, so we're gonna move over to this guy, and he's gonna give us a second weapon for our mini plane for the plane fights. Our plane for the plane fights, and
Yep.
we're gonna use the Wap Swap glitch here as well. Slightly in a different way. Like instead of just mashing, we're gonna like push the swap button in a rhythm, because the mini bombs shoot like much slower than the machine gun. So trying to maximize damage, and I did a pretty poor job there. You don't want to get this guy too high.
Yeah. This is a hard series of phases to deal with because he can stop at inconvenient spots. So like on ground stages, your basic weapons have a decently fast recharge rate. So like the best way to go about it is just mash or like rhythmically mash the weapon swap button. But on plate phases, you have a high refresh rate weapon and a weapon with a high just do a double tap every time. That's the logic behind it.
Yeah. But yeah, I got a decent fight there. Did a bit of a mistake there with the second phase, but not a big deal.
Fight with a huge swing as well. The best time is a 41. If you get bad luck, it could be like a 50.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, so from one plane fight into the next one. This one is a bit interesting because, as you can see here, I'm dropping bombs like down in the middle, and those bombs are actually hitting a like an off-screen hitbox. So this is a way for me to deal damage while the boss is away, so I can just keep shooting bombs down here.
Yeah, this is not the only fight that has this. So like the game likes to store hitbox. So like they still exist for the whole fight, and if you know where they are off screen, you can hit them. This is one of them.
Yeah, exactly. And this is actually gonna enable us to deal enough damage to... well, we actually already killed this phase, so he's kinda stuck like this, because he doesn't know how to go to the next phase. So yeah, we're just gonna finish the fight right here. Of course, he has a lot of health here, because he's actually like on the last phase of health, or whatever you can call it. And It's gonna take some time here, but he's done.
It's basically the health worth for the next two phases, all in this one sarcophagus phase. It's a dangerous phase to get stuck on too, because you have these ghosts come out, the planets, they're all random.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that went pretty smoothly. And yeah, that's the first instance of like a some phase, like killing a phase before it's supposed to happen, which makes them stuck in another phase. And we're gonna have another example right here with Peppy if he's nice to me. I gotta play it a bit safe here. It's a bit quick. So hopefully I'll deal enough damage here to trigger. Yeah, this should be good. Nice, got it. Yeah. Right, so now I killed the second phase. You can explain.
The optimal glitch is a two-side with a third one, because he has like a bunch of different patterns and maybe a very short one. Yeah, the fight just ends in phase 2.
Yeah, with all the death animations playing as we go through them, like yourself.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Yeah, that's Peppy. Right, so if I do the next fight properly, which is Green Matchstick, the dragon, if you play this casually, you probably get stuck on this boss. Myself included when I played this the first time. This is a really tough boss, and he's tougher on expert, for sure. But we can do pretty much the same thing if we over-damage the first phase. We can basically kill the second phase before it happens, and then it gets stuck in that state. Whoops. I'm gonna retry that actually, that's not a good start. So yeah, you have to jump on these clouds here, which is basically random.
Yeah. And they're even going... they're going in an inconvenient...
I'm gonna shield here.
The opposite way.
Oh my, okay, this is going pretty badly. I got a bit unlucky with the attacks there. I don't want to damage him too much until I know for sure that I can over-damage him. Because if I deal too much damage before like a certain time, then he's just gonna go outside of the screen before I can get the glitch. So let's chill a little bit here, see what it does next.
The logic on a lot of these bosses where like the health between phases gets shared. So like if they initiate an attack in phase 1 and then you keep on wailing on the boss, you can basically start damaging the health for phase 2, and that's what allows all these glitches.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, now I got the glitch here. So you can see he's stuck in this phase when he's not supposed to, and you don't have to deal with the last phase at all. Which is like definitely the hardest to deal with. But yeah.
Technically it doesn't save time because his hitbox is on screen the entire time anyway, but final phase is hard.
Yeah. But yeah, that's aisle 2 done. And moving on to aisle 3 here.
Be careful.
Yeah, so we're big fans of B puns here, and next boss is
it's a B.
It's a B, yeah, it's a B.
Alright, before we actually fight Rumor, we have to fight Police Speed.
Oi in chat. Alright, that's Police Speed done. And we got the middle pattern, that's actually really good. This is what we want.
Yeah, this is slightly faster than the other ones. It's easier to do.
I'll take a hit here just to make sure I deal enough damage. And we should be able to kill her right here before she turns into a flame. There we go.
Nice. The thing about this fight is that there's randomness with the platforms. So sometimes the game will like delete a platform from the grid. And so if you get incredibly unlucky, you could just like have the platforms missing from exactly the spots you want to be standing on, and that forces you to retreat to more inconvenient platforms and forces you to stop damaging her, and you can miss stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So now we have Dr. Carl.
Yeah, this is the toughest and longest fighting in the game.
Yeah, it's gonna be real tough.
Okay, phase 1 here. You gotta kill the parts and then you gotta kill the heart. So the heart, as soon as you destroy the heart, that triggers phase 2.
I messed it up.
Ah.
So let's try again now.
Yeah, we wanna have at least 2 HP for phase 2. So
Yeah, exactly.
better to retry the fight. You'll see why.
I messed up again. It's fine.
Yep.
You know, we want to be as safe as possible, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it saves time.
Oh, what? What happened? Okay. Huh.
Oh.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
Funny new tech on the fly.
Yeah. No, for real though, this is a shortest fight in the game because of that glitch. You can quick kill, like, make use of a glitch there to quick kill him, like in the first phase. Wait, could you explain a little bit about that? I'm pretty bad.
So like, the mathematics that go behind the damage in that fight are a bit different than all the others. So phase 1 doesn't actually impact the global health of the fight. So you just gotta destroy all the individual parts, and then once you destroy the heart, it subtracts a set amount from the global health bar. But if you finish it off from a specific health range with a mini bomb EX, which deals simultaneous damage since it shoots 6 magnets, and all those 6 magnets hit at the same time, for whatever reason it ends up making that health subtract 12 times, and so it just KOs.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting how that works. But yeah, they patched it out in the current patch.
Oh, they patched that up immediately.
Yeah.
On the 1.0 version.
Yeah, and yeah, that's another boss down. Like, this is a really, sadly it's a really easy boss. There's not much worth talking about here. So, kind of just blast over here in this fight.
Yeah. I mean, there are optimizations, of course, but compared to all the other bosses,
yeah.
Chill.
Alright, so moving on to Vernon Vermin. This is like one of the easiest bosses in the game, which is kind of interesting because he's on the, like not in the end game, but in the late game.
I'd say this is one of the easier bosses to do, just one of the harder to optimize, I suppose, just because you want to use the locker glitch a bunch of times.
Yeah.
And later on, there's even...
So, okay.
So the end of phase 2, you can do lovers in the corner. And those ones, they don't just deal double damage, they deal quadruple damage, 4 times as much damage as normal, because of reasons. We speculate that it basically ends up hitting the platform, because he has the platform below him, and so it ends up hitting twice, and so it deals double damage twice for quadruple damage. Something like that.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why the last phase is usually a bit longer than what we got here, but yeah, since we pretty much over-damaged like the second phase there while he was transitioning, it went really fast.
Final phase is pretty long normally, actually. It has a lot of power.
Yeah. Alright, so now at Captain Brinebeard.
This is an RNG fiesta.
Yes, so...
He has like 15 patterns.
Yep. Really cool boss. Alright, so... Okay, we got the shark, so that's pretty lucky.
Yeah.
This is one of the safer options here, because we don't have to really move away from this spot, and we don't get hit. And now we have the last part here. Just gonna shoot this laser. I'm gonna play safe here and just shoot some roundabouts, and it should be down. There we go.
Yeah, it's like sometimes you just get unlucky and it gives you all the rapid fire gun patterns which are hard to dodge, and usually you have to miss out on some damage, and then other times he just summons a shark.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it never hits you.
Yeah, he was pretty nice to us this time. But yeah, moving on to Calamaria, which is the last plane boss of this. Well, if you don't count the monkey later, that's the mini boss. But yeah, this is the last like big boss with the plane. And I'm rolling.
She also has a bunch of patterns.
Yeah. So not doing a super good job here. Gotta play a bit safe.
Yeah, 1 HP.
Oh, whoops. Alright. I didn't pay attention to the turret there. But
Yeah.
it's fine. It's under
It
that.
gets hectic in this. Because like things, and then she doesn't attack herself, so it's a lot of stuff to follow.
Yeah. So we can just damage boost through those skulls there. Should be fine if we did enough damage here, so we don't get another attack. But we did. Okay, it's fine. Let's
Fun
take the
fact,
dodge.
this is another one of those fights where you can like finish off phase 2 within phase 1 due to like damaging prop beforehand. But if you do that, instead of getting a cool phase skip or something, or like getting her frozen in a phase or whatever, it's a soft like she just disappears from the screen. Although technically not a soft lock, you can go down and shoot a hidden hitbox at a rate of like 1 bomb per 3 seconds.
Yeah. It's really slow, but hey, you can finish the fight. But if it would happen in the run
That's
too.
That happens.
Yeah. Alright.
Not too bad. So next boss is the one boss that does not get more health on expert mode.
Oh really? I didn't know that actually.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's the exact same health between regular and expert. All that changes is just the stuff that's faster and more pumpkins in final phase, which you usually don't have.
Huh, okay. Like I should know that. But yeah.
Actually, the one fight that's like faster on expert as well, just because the final phase appears on screen faster, and since the health is exactly the same, it's just a time skip.
Yeah.
Just
Alright, so make a quick look of this guy before he went away. It's random. If after the first spawn, like he goes away to like one of the sides, it's random which side it's gonna go to. Here we have the twins. I'm gonna try to kill them like together, like that, kinda. And here we move on to the last phase here.
That was. Yeah, in final phase on regular mode, normally you don't have these flying pumpkins, but they're here to distract you. So like they drop bricks on the wheels, which move your car, as you can see. That's why they're.
Yeah, we didn't really talk about the the carts. You can.
Yeah, so you have to pick wheels to move the car in like 3 different spots, and the pumpkins are gonna try to drop those bricks to move it.
Yeah, exactly. That makes this fight very like technical, and like you have to like move your carts optimally and stuff to stand where you want to. Make sure you don't get the pumpkin bricks on them. But yeah, we have 2 bosses remaining. First off, we have King Dice, and you want to talk about how King Dice works?
So it's a board. You have numbers from 1 to 9 with save spots, a start over, and then the ending. You want to get to the ending to fight King Dice, but this die only has numbers from 1 to 3, so you have to fight at least 1 boss from each of those stats 3. And so we fight numbers 2, 4, and 9 ideally, which are the fastest. Also, you get like spots randomly can have hearts on them. So that's nice because it allows to do more damage boosts, which speed up the fight.
Yep.
It's like until of mini bosses. You have to fight at least 3 mini bosses before fighting King Dice, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
How much do you get here? I didn't pay attention, by the way. 1.
So yeah, I took a hit, not intentionally, but I took a hit. But it's fine because I get 1 HP back. It's gonna be pretty important for like the end of this fight, where I want to take some hits. So let's see here. There we go. Pretty easy. This fight can be a bit tricky. Yeah. So,
yeah, Domino is pretty tricky. It has a bit of randomness too in the kind of attack it does.
Yeah, exactly. So what I talk about the monkey?
This is normally a memory game, and it lasts like 30-40 seconds optimally, usually more time. So like you'd have to match 2 cards and then damage the monkey once and then repeat until you get 6 matches and then the fight is over. But there is a glitch on 1.0. See if you get it.
Yep, got a first try. Man, I've been really bad at that. Yeah, you explain.
So yeah, the screen, when you're at the halfway point, the screen scrolls from left to right and from right to left. And so what you do is you get a mismatch so that it lets the monkey be stuck for a split second. And then during that time, you move the screen to the right, and it ends up putting the monkey out of bounds. So it is manipulated to move itself out of bounds. And there is a check in the game where if a boss is out of bounds, it automatically kills it.
Yeah. And as you saw there, the reason for me wanting to keep my health is I wanna instead you're supposed to like parry some of those cards to like keep above them and not get hit by them. But since I have enough health, I could just tank the damage and
parrying is lower for multiple reasons. One, because it creates some screen lag of about 1/6 of a second every time you parry. 2, because it slows down your bullet. It basically refreshes the cooldown, so it makes you deal less damage. 3, because it creates an additional on the result screen that you have to go through, and it loses 0.8 seconds. And 4, because if you don't take damage, you cannot get a 0 out of 3 HP bonus section of the result screen, which also loses 0.8 seconds. Multiple reasons why you want to take damage.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, so now we're at the last boss here, and we got some pretty good RNG here with the attacks. There's like a bunch of different attacks you can do here, but you get some of the best ones. So now we're on to the last, or not the last, the second phase. Let's see here. And we're almost on time here, so get ready.
Yeah, time is as soon as a knockout appears.
And time.
Nice.
Alright. So yeah, that
nice
was
run.
Yeah.
You had that one death in Grim.
Yeah,
actually the retry one.
Yeah, a few retries on Carl's robot, but yeah, it's a tricky, can be a tricky like glitch to get for sure. But yeah, it went pretty well, I will say.
Excellent run.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah.
What was the loadless time?
Yeah, the loadless time. 27:36 is the loadless time, which is like
that's good.
It's like about 3 minutes difference.
Yeah, more or less. So that's about like 2 minutes behind my PB. So yeah, that was pretty well.
GG on that run.
Yeah.
Fun.
Thank you.
It's a wonderful run. Is there anything you guys want to plug for the community, for Cuphead in general?
Biggest game.
Yeah, greatest game, of course. Yeah, if you're interested in running this, we're still like a bunch of people that are active and playing this still. So if you're interested in learning how to do this, just look up Cuphead on speedrun.com, and there's a Discord link there. And yeah, everybody in the Discord will be happy to help you get started. So yeah, give it a shot if you feel like picking this up.
It's not even a hard run to get started on. I'd argue this is one of those like easy to get started on, hard to master runs.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, I wouldn't suggest starting with this category. This category is pretty brutal, but yeah, playing on all bosses regular is definitely like a good way to get started.
Yeah, definitely start with regular mode.
Yeah.
Well, that was it was a lovely time to spend with you, and thank you for bringing this awesome Cuphead run, and also obviously Blazing Chroma just before that. Thank you again for your commentary for SPD Wolf as well.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for having us. It's been really fun.
As a reminder, this marathon is going in support of Save the Children, so every bit, every sub, and every donation does count towards that total. So thank you very much, and we're going to go to a brief intermission.
Right, cool. See you, everybody. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Thanks everybody for your brief patience. So we're going to have Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers 2 coming up shortly with our runner Kadzik, followed by Witcher 3 The Wild Hunt. And there is a bid war going on for choosing the ending. So if you'd like to choose the ending for The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, you got time still. You got like 20-something minutes to plug those donations. Every dollar counts, even if it's just $1. Get that in and help support Save the Children, which is where all of our donations, subs, and bits are going towards. Yeah, so let's just take a looky at some stuff here. And as I said, my name is Mash. I'm currently your host at the moment. And I would just like to let you all know that $50 can deliver early education essentials where needed, like books, games, software, and supplies intended to make up for lost learning time. And that's pretty useful right now this time of day, this time of year, especially during the hard times of COVID right now. So that money can go to really good use for the children, especially with many of them just not having access to schools right now, or any of the stuff that they need. So, do support Save the Children, and would love to see some of the other bid wars and donation incentives met along the way. After The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, we do have one of 2 Mickey games, a bid war between Timeless Adventures or The Great Circus Mystery. So, yeah. I mean, some exciting runs coming up. Great bid wars. Highly suggest throwing some money at them. Choosing a Mickey game. They're both great games. Honestly, if you haven't seen either of them, throw your money that way. Just even $1 here and there. Some bits. Bits goes directly to with. Bits won't get added to that the bid wars, but you definitely, if you do have $1, throw that there. If not, that's totally fine. But I believe we have a brief little ad from our charity, so we will get that up there for you in just a sec.
The cycle of poverty that we see a lot of families staying in is a very toxic kind of stress. You know, it's living life on this edge of the cliff and you never know what's going to push them off.
What's the hardest thing about being a kid?
Growing up.
Imagine trying to go to school and focus on learning when your stomach's growling, not knowing if they're going to get to eat dinner at home.
We try to make a safe haven with our programs and give them a chance to be kids and enjoy learning.
When you read a book, it takes you somewhere. It's an adventure. Reading's hard for me, but now it's a blast.
The confidence that our programs build in children is something that you cannot put a price on.
They helped me get an education, which I think is pretty cool.